Hi and welcome to the Yogi Bump. My name is Becca and today I'll be bringing you a prenatal practice where the theme is to relax tension in the body ready for birth. So a really slow, relaxing practice. We might do some rhythmic movement. We'll do some poses where you lie and hold them for a little while just to let the body really ease away from any tension, and kind of techniques that you can take away with you to then practice through your pregnancy and also during birth. So to start off with, we've got a relaxing lying down position, but particularly if you're into the later stages of pregnancy and you don't want to lie flat on your back, I definitely recommend, not only for this pose but for many throughout this session, getting a bolster, pregnancy pillow, 2 or 3 or 4 bricks or extra pillows that might be quite sturdy to prop up so you can lie down on this kind of slant or support. You can even get an extra couple of cushions to put under your knees as well. So the first pose is a lying down butterfly pose. So take your time, pause the video, run around the house, go looking for extra props. There's never too many props to make you comfortable enough. So feel free to grab tons. Have your hips sit right back by the base of the bolster. Your spine lies down on it, or pregnancy pillow, and your head can rest. Hands can come to your lower belly. And then take your time if you're more comfortable for your hips. Feet staying planted, you can stay there. Or let the soles of the feet come together, knees wide. If you have a couple of extra cushions, you could put them under the side of the knees just to support a little lift. Or encourage that opening and kind of working to be okay with some slight discomfort with that stretch open of the hips, which is what you want, of course, for labour and later stage of pregnancy. Hands can rest on your belly. Relax your elbows down and just let your body be nice and heavy here. Let your jaw relax, your pelvic floor relax. Have a little shuffle around, make sure that you are comfortable. Eyebrows wiggle to soften too. If at any point this is not comfy, do feel free to just lift up the knees, plant the feet, have them quite wide, just to maybe be soft or kind to your hips if it's too intense. If you're enjoying this opening, stay here. Nothing too complicated. Just bring your awareness to your baby under your palms. Notice perhaps the transaction of warmth, your warm hands resting on your baby, and then the warmth that the baby creates in your belly transferring up to your palms. Your body supported as you rest here. And we don't need to do anything else too complicated, just be here, breathe, relax. Stillness in the body, creating some stillness in your mind. And we'll be staying here for another minute or so, just enjoying some rest in your reclined butterfly, supported reclined butterfly. Few minutes here. You start to come out. So slowly reaching down to your legs, lifting the knees up, parting the feet, and then rolling to one side so that you come off your back support and push yourself up. We're going to come to a kneeling position. So take your time. If you're happy kneeling directly on the floor, you can take that option, or if like me you like to just be a bit higher with the hips. You can find your bolster and let your knees fall each side of the bolster. We're going to settle into some relaxing breath, which is your circle of breath. So again, hands to lower belly where baby is, let the shoulders roll and soften. Close down your eyes and we begin. So practice this at your own pace. I'll guide you through. But sit comfortably. Just bring awareness to your breath. Observe the inhale breath and notice the exhale breath. Let both of them come and go as they need to, as they please. Let your breath move at its natural pace. If it quickens or if it slows, just notice. Bring your awareness to the rhythm of the breath. The breath in and your breath out. Is it a two-part rhythm? The inhale and the exhale, one half going in, the other half going out. That two-half or two-part rhythm is the circle of breath. Start to notice where the inhale breath reaches just before you breathe out. And notice where the exhale breath reaches just before you breathe in again. The pause is in between. Your momentary pause between the inhale and the exhale, and between the exhale and the inhale, are the four-part breath. Visualize it almost on the inhale, like getting to the top of a roller coaster, and the exhale the way down. But of course you have that part at the bottom where you then inhale and come back up to make that four parts or full circle. So this breath becomes a complete rhythmic cycle, moving freely, effortlessly, working with you and for you, with your baby and for your baby. Each cycle of breath is unique. So notice that pattern, the pause and the release. Get comfortable with the pattern of the cycles and rest for a moment, but not long enough to create a pause. Keep that inhale, the exhale going. So keep that awareness on the inhale, the pause at the top, the exhale, the pause at the bottom, the full circle, four parts, for a few more rounds. The aim of the circle of breath is to bring feelings of space and deep calm. In times of uncertainty, you can focus on the idea that the breath is always the same. And if you ever feel stuck, focus on the fact that breath changes and there are shifts to the pattern. Even though it's a continuous cycle, your breath will always be there for you. Throughout your pregnancy, throughout your birth, that circle of breath. You let go of that focus now. Bring yourself back to your body, to your baby. Take a deep inhale. And let it go. And then bring some movement to your hands. Wiggle fingers, circle the wrists. And lightly blink your eyes open just to get used to the light in the room. Can we come to seated? So slowly adjust with the legs out in front. Welcome to sit on one brick. I'm just going to warm up the ankles as well. So putting that brick off to one side, the bolster off to one side. Maybe keeping one to sit on top of. And release your legs down your mat. Take some time here and we're just going to pedal the feet just like we warmed up the wrists. Just to give them a bit of space, a bit of movement after being knelt on for some time. Let the knees move a little dynamically too as you circle your feet. And then we take tabletop position. So any way that you'd like to find that all fours, we're going to turn back to face this way, but you feel free to find it however is most ease. And we're going to take a resting hare pose, so a bit like a child's pose again. But you can actually take maybe a bolster behind the back of the knees, so the hips stay up a little bit higher, or even an extra cushion and blanket underneath the feet if that's too much pressure. And then bringing yourself down, forearms forwards, so knees are quite wide, hips are quite high. So adjusting here, you could of course take a cushion, put that underneath, raise the cushion up to you. Take your time to find somewhere that's comfortable. Knees nice and wide to make sure baby has space. So slightly more supported as a resting hare pose. Encouraging the area of the pelvic floor to be nice and open. Relaxed jaw, relaxed pelvic floor. And maybe even here you bring in awareness to that same breath we spoke of. While you rest in your hare pose. Nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do. Let your body rest. Enjoy baby being underneath you to release your back of the weight of baby from normal standing position. Start to bring yourself up slowly, slowly into your all fours from there. So removing your props. And once you find your tabletop, you can stretch out the legs. So one leg back just to release the ankle, a little rock there. And then the other. So something that is helping to promote relaxation is anything that's rhythmic, so repetitive movements. So from this all fours, imagine there's kind of a dot just in between your knees. You're just going to circle your body, your hips around that dot. So of course your torso will move, your shoulders will move around, the wrists, the ball of the wrists So go for roughly 10 circles, nice and slowly, let the head be heavy. You can exaggerate in any direction with the shoulders, with the rib cage. You could send the hips closer to your heels. You could come down to forearms if you want more support. Take about 10 circles one way and then change direction. Slow, just exploring. And after this last circle, just pause. After your last circle, we're going to come into a half squat position and add some circles there. So anytime you're on the knees, you can always roll up a mat to pad the knee that's down. Going to step your left foot forward, so we've still got that right knee down. You could use your bolster again here, perhaps. Across the front, hands on that bolster. Foot can go even wider to the side. I'm just going to take a couple of circles, about 6 or so in one direction. So this again, rhythmic movement, gets the pelvis nice and open. Just letting your body explore. They can be small, they can be big. Your hands don't have to stay in one fixed place. But just explore about 6 in one direction, 6 in the other. Let that left toe point outwards or point forwards. And then we change direction. So, or change legs rather. Slide your left foot back. No fuss as you switch. Maybe you've got enough padding. Maybe you just roll up part of your mat for your left knee and then step that right foot forward. So the other thing with the bolster, it just might provide a nice bit of space to get the leg forwards, especially if bump is getting quite big. Start those circles, your chosen direction first. You even have forearms down, a little bit like a lizard. Or again, hands can travel around a bit. Your front foot can widen. Your front foot can point forwards. A bit of choice here. Change directions if you haven't already. Just feel the hips soften, pelvic area relax, jaw relax. Take your last circle and then start to slide that right leg back. We're going to come to seated with the legs stretched out. So getting comfy, your choice of block. I might recommend one of the flat bricks, or might recommend a cushion for this next part to sit with your legs nice and wide. So take your time, hips right in the middle or towards the edge of the cushion with legs wide. So feel into it, see how wide feels nice for the inner groin, for the hamstrings. Maybe you keep a bit of a bend in the knee. Could even put a block or a cushion underneath your knees too. You could lift the hips a bit higher. And seated with the legs wide, wiggle those ankles again and start to take some circles around. So it's like your torso circling around the body of the hip. Switch direction, go the other way. Close the eyes, let the head be heavy as you take these circles. You can bring the legs or ankles to cross. Sit bones press down as you lift tall through the spine. So for this tension release exercise, it's about inviting discomfort and tension into the body by tensing up hands, legs, bum, face, so that then you understand that you can also have the power to release and let go of that tension. And we bring in a mudra to help gain that tension. So it's the air mudra, which signifies kind of knowledge and how we're trying to learn that tool to let go of the tension. So you can bring your index finger into that sort of soft part of the thumb, the other finger's in as well, and then cross your thumb over. Rotate the palms so the wrists face up, and then rest your hands there. So we don't want to hold on for the tension too long, so really go with the release. Like make the most of it, milk it a little bit. So to start that tension, your air mudra, index finger in, thumb crosses, and you can wrap the other fingers in as well to create a fist, and start to clench those fists. Start to tighten your arms, your shoulders, they can lift up. Tighten your legs, your feet, your face, scrunching in, everything in, tension, anything you don't want, worries, anxieties, fears, squeeze it in, just let it be here now. Breathe in, and then exhale, let it go. Release. Again, air mudra, index finger hooks under the thumb, the other finger's down, thumb hooks over. Squeeze the fist, squeeze the legs, the feet, the toes, the face, your eyebrows, everything in, and then let it go. Again, index finger in, wrapping the other fingers down, thumb across, tension, squeeze, tight, tension, anxiety, worries, everything, legs, feet, arms, shoulders, and let it go. Sit with that release, just wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Inhale, exhale, enjoy that release, let go. And we prepare for your side lying Shavasana. So a couple of options for the end here. Take yourself down onto your left hand side. You can bring in a cushion under the head, a bolster between the legs. I'd also like to offer up leg raise up the wall. If you're not too comfortable here, come into it for 30 seconds or so and then come out and into a side lying Shavasana. Or find that wall, it could be sofa, legs kind of hooked up on a sofa. I'm going to demonstrate it with the wall over here. Hopefully my focus stays with me. So you can take perhaps a cushion, put it quite close to the wall. We're going to shuffle your hips as close as your bump will allow up on top of it. Have your mat behind you so that when you lie down and swing the legs up, your hips can rest down, your hands can rest on your baby, on your belly. You can have a bit of a bend in the knees, disrupting the cat. Arms down by your sides, or hands can rest on your baby. If you're not sure but you want to try it, take it even just for 30 seconds. And then come to side lying Shavasana on your left hand side, or come down and meet me here. Bring your awareness back, wiggle toes, fingers. If your legs are up the wall, let the knees start to bend, the feet can walk off to the side. Doesn't matter which side, because we're going to come up to seated on your mat. So take your time. Just find somewhere that is comfortable for you. As we close this practice, keep things of comfort with you, your blankets, cushions. Let your arms sweep nice and wide up overhead, palms together. Thumbs down to your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. Press your thumb knuckles in there and wiggle them a little. So you're actually giving yourself a little tension release in your brow. You can part your palms, so it's a little line just drawn across the top of the eyebrows. Down to your temples, circle there slightly. And then down the edge of the face to your jaw, that muscle where the top and bottom jaw meet, take a little circle there. You can stay a bit longer in this release if you would like. And then release your hands back together to your heart center. Bow your chin down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bring one hand down to your baby, in your belly, and one hand to your heart. The light in me honors the two lights within you. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you've learned a few things, a few tools that you can just pick up on as and when you need through your pregnancy and through your labour. Good luck, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this session today, we would love to see you at the Yogi Bump Hub by going to theyogibump.co.uk. You can sign up to our wellness packs, which are filled with everything you need on your journey through pregnancy and beyond, with pregnancy yoga, meditation, birth preparation, and postnatal recovery wellness. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Yogi Bump.